Hi everybody, this is the baseball like the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, welcome back to Baseball Hut 2, and hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So we had a big trade on Friday. The Marlins have begun the sell off of their team for this year, actually quite early, but the reason is pretty basic. They've had multiple injuries to their pitching staff. Obviously, they don't have Sandy Alcantara. Jesus Luzardo is injured, and a couple injuries to the rest of it, really the starters, because they've had a good starting staff, and they were in postseason last year. They're not getting anywhere near it with all these injuries. So last night they traded Luis Arraez to the Padres, and here's from the BleacherReport.com. MLB rumors, it's more than a rumor, this is a fact. Marlins Luis Arraez traded to the Padres for 3 prospects and a reliever. San Diego Padres acquired infielder Luis Arraez in a trade with the Miami Marlins on Friday night, according to ESPN's Jeff Passan, and this was a little while ago made official. Passan noted that the Marlins will receive a package of 3 prospects as well as a relief pitcher in exchange for Arraez. The 27-year-old won the 2023 National League batting title, hitting .354 and finishing number 8 in National League MVP voting. In 33 games beginning the 2024 season, Arraez owned a .299 batting average. According to Craig Mish of the Miami Herald, the Marlins received outfield prospects Dylan Head, Jacob Marcy, and Nathan Martorella. Miami also acquired right-handed reliever Woo Suk Go. In Bleacher Report's latest farm system rankings, Head and Marcy ranked as the Padres' number 6 and number 7 prospects, respectively. As for Martorella, he held the number 9 ranking among San Diego Padres prospects. After the Marlins started off the season with a dismal 9-24 record, it made less sense to keep a 6-year veteran such as Arraez on the roster. Miami also was able to upgrade its farm system, which ranked number 29 among all MLB teams prior to the deal, according to the Bleacher Report's rankings. Arraez is currently set to become an unrestricted free agent following the 2025 season. When Arraez is a contact hitter as opposed to a power bat, he should strengthen the Padres squad that entered Friday's action with the .250 batting average as a team. It's already represented the 6th best mark in baseball and should continue to climb higher with the 2-time batting champion in the lineup. While San Diego has been hitting well, the team has been unable to string together wins. The Padres currently hold the number 2 spot in the National League West, although their record currently stands at 16-18. Well, what an interesting trade, an unexpected trade, and a very early trade, but it tells you that the Padres were open for business. So all the veterans are probably on their way out the door very, very soon. And now to the Boston Red Sox, who've actually played really well. That people are saying that they might have the best starting staff and pitching staff in baseball, and this is according to Sportsnot. And I guess the Red Sox maybe are rethinking what their priorities might be before the deadline on July 31st, August 1st, whatever that they're going to be this year. Boston Red Sox reportedly likely to be buyers in the MLB trade talks. 3 potential targets. One of the targets I don't think is going to be available. The Boston Red Sox are going to be buyers ahead of the MLB trade deadline. Here we look at 3 options, okay? Let's skip to those options. The options are more interesting than the story, quite frankly. Number 1, in the black and white corner, Luis Robert Jr. Robert has been sidelined since early April due to a hip injury. The expectation is that 26-year-old center fielder will be back at some point soon. His name has been mentioned in trades for the last year or so. It could be perfect timing for the Red Sox to pull off a trade. Robert remains on the team control through at least the 2026 season. I mean, they're pretty bad, the White Sox. I think we can all agree on that. I don't know if they would make a deal where they would trade him this year. Maybe in the offseason. But it's very interesting. He put up an all-star performance for the White Sox last year, hitting .264, 38 homers, and 80 RBIs. Youngster's bat finally caught up to his fielding. With Chicago in the midst of a disastrous start to the season, it could very well look to move Robert. Ceddanne Rafaela has struggled hitting this season, posting .186 average. This move would make the youngster a utility option moving forward. Paul Blackburn, Oakland A's. If the Red Sox wanted to make an addition to their rotation, Blackburn would be a nice buy low option. The veteran started the season by giving up 0 earned runs in his first 2 starts. He has since struggled a tad, 13 earned runs past 3 starts. But we're talking about a former All-Star that has shown well for an otherwise bad A's team. He's pitched to a 1.09 whip while striking out 3 times more batters than he's walked this season. The only question here is whether Boston sees a major upgrade over what the team currently has. Now, finally, in this article, I totally disagree with this. I don't think... Okay, Pete Alonso, New York Mets. Big market teams will obviously be interested in the impending free agent should the Mets put him up for sale. Red Sox are no different. Tristan Casas is currently on the 60-day injured list with a rib issue. There's no telling when he's going to return. Boston just signed veteran Garrett Cooper and has been employing Bobby Daybach as a part-time first baseman. Acquiring Alonso would not come cheap. It would also be a risk with him currently in a contract year, but this would certainly be a way for the Red Sox to entice their fan base. I don't see that happening. I don't think Pete's getting traded. In fact, I think Pete will probably be with the Mets next year. I'm not giving you a guarantee on it, but he's more valuable to the New York Mets than he is to any other team, quite frankly. The Mets will never get the right value for him anyway. He's at a premium position. He's at first base. He's not a shortstop. If he was a shortstop or center fielder, you're going to get high market value, and you're not going to do that with Pete. And finally in this video, bit of a surprise, that is the Toronto Blue Jays. They've gotten to an okay start, but people have been talking about it on the MLB Network and in a few places about the Blue Jays being sellers at the trade deadline. This is from SI.com. MLB Insider pegs Toronto Blue Jays as possible sellers at the 2024 MLB trade deadline. The Athletics' Ken Rosenthal, also known as the Munchkin, theorized that Toronto... He's a very short guy. He's not very tall, so me calling him a Munchkin, there's no offense to that. He knows he's short. Everybody knows he's short. God bless him. Thank God for milk crates. Thank God... Well, we don't have those anymore. Thank God for milk crates. The Athletics' Ken Rosenthal theorized that the Blue Jays could look to move off of Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, Yusei Kikuchi, or Chris Bassett this summer. The 2024 MLB trade deadline is still 3 months away, but speculation is already starting to heat up across the league. The Athletics' Ken Rosenthal, also known as the Munchkin, wrote a piece Friday trying to predict which teams could become surprise sells by the time July 30 rolls around. So I guess July 30 is the new deadline. Between that article and his appearance on the Foul Territory live show, Rosenthal zeroed in on one team that could very likely shed some major names this summer. While the Munchkin recognized that it was still early in the season and that nothing concrete has popped up yet, he theorized that the Blue Jays' 15-17 record and the record-high $225 million payroll could push them towards selling. Quote, the team that I'm really watching closely is Toronto because they seem to be reaching a crossroads, the Munchkin said on Foul Territory. At some point, this team either needs to play better or needs to make some hard decisions on the players they have. As noted by Rosenthal, left-handed starting pitcher Yusei Kikuchi is on his expiring contract, currently boasting a 2.94 ERA. After 2025, first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr., shortstop Bo Bichette, closer Jordan Romano, and right-handed starting pitcher Chris Bassett are slated to hit free agency as well. Guerrero's batting .231 with a .683 OPS, while Bichette is batting .205 and .557 OPS at this point in the season. I will mention that the batting average across Major League Baseball has been a little low this year. Home runs, too. The pair, once considered to be the building blocks of Toronto's young core, may not be worth as much as they would have been a year ago. But the Munchkin thinks it may be in the front office's best interest to move off of them if contract extensions are not in the cards. From 21 to 23, Guerrero and Bichette combined for 5 All-Star appearances, earning a handful of MVP votes along the way. Guerrero, who's 25, Bichette's 26, would certainly be attractive pieces to a good number of teams, even taking their recent struggles into account. Rosenthal has also pegged the 11-20 Houston Astros and 16-18 San Diego Padres as possible sells at the deadline. Well, that looks stupid. Because the Padres made that big trade on Friday for Arraez. So he didn't. He's just a dope. Even though both spent big money to contend in 24. After the Mets' surprise fire sale in 23, Rosendahl notes nothing can be ruled out this year either. Now, I would mention, again, we started this video talking about the Padres bringing in that second baseman, Arraez, and making a big trade. The Blue Jays had Thursday off, but you know what? It's time for you to hit that subscribe button because I think Rosendahl needs to get his head out of the clouds. Well, he really can't get that high up into the clouds, right? He's kind of a short guy. He's got to keep his head out of the mushrooms. That's I'm not saying he's like the side of a Smurf, but he's pretty damn close to it. Well, thank you for watching this video, and of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut too, and I'll see you later.